Yo, Shia, I know people want to hear all about the kits for the Sinister Six.
Yes, you can!
Yeah, and I know people want to hear all about what the heck roster 2.0 is, right?
What are you waiting for?
Well, alright, well, here's the thing. I want to talk about Ultimus 7, a bunch of other stuff, but I don't know if I can do an intro that really does this awesome conversation justice.
Yesterday, you said tomorrow, so just do it! And you're not gonna stop there.
Oh, yeah.
Do it!
Alright, I'm gonna do it.
Just
Let's go. Smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
Hey, what's up all you Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back and it is time for the news and I am joined by my partner in crime. What's up, brother Khasino? How are you doing?
What's going on?
It is news time. It is news time again, and I'm excited because we have a lot more exciting stuff to talk about this week than we did last. And you got a little juice. You You're bringing it back, and there's some juicy things that we may talk about at the end.
Yep.
I'm told.
I promised I wouldn't leak anymore, but I do want to make some vague general comments about the Sinister Six Kits. And I also wanted to answer a couple, very general, very vague answers, but I wanted to at least touch on roster 2.0 that was in the in-game mail that's been confusing.
I was wondering
everyone,
about that. Nice.
We'll get to that.
Cool. Well, as usual, guys, this is going to be a long one. There are timestamps in the description. There are also links for Patreon, BlueStacks, and some Valley merch in the description if you want to support the channel. But without further ado, the big news of the week is some new characters that got announced, new tag coming to the game that got announced, and what are your feelings on this Sinister Six? Vulture, Rhino, the Shocker is coming to the game. What are your thoughts on these characters and this tag?
Oof, here we go. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit of hate for this, but I wasn't overjoyed. Like I'm always happy when we get new characters. So overall, I'm like happy, but I'm like a 6 out of 10 happy. I wasn't like, oh yes, Vulture, my favorite. I was just like, cool, some new characters. Maybe they'll mix something up. But I'm more like there are certain Marvel characters where I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I'm a fan of this character. But for most of them, it's more of a matter of like, I hope I get a really interesting kit. I want to see someone with like a Doctor Strange style kit that just makes my mind race with all the possibilities.
Yes, I would agree. So maybe they have some of these kits, or maybe not.
That and they missed all my favorite Sinister Six members. My two favorites have got to be like Electro and Doc Ock, and I guess they're still chilling at the clubhouse. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, that was my next question, because I kind of feel the same way that you are. The characters, I'm like, yeah, but I was very excited that the tag, Sinister Six, because Doc Ock, Electro, Sandman, there's so many possibilities with this tag. I think that was more exciting for me than these actual characters, and sounds like you're kind of the same. Is that correct in that assumption?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they expand the tag, and I'm calling it now, by the way. We've got, 4 Sinister Six characters confirmed, and I strongly suspect that we'll get a 5th. So I can see it now on the Reddit threads, like, only 5 Sinister Six members, classic Fox next, followed by, we finally get 6 Sinister Six characters, but they leave off whoever, but they include Green Goblin, who's not really Sinister Six, stupid Fox next, followed by, then they add in a new one. It's like, lol, Sinister Six Tag, 7 characters, stupid Fox next. Like, I can't wait for it. It's definitely...
they went up to 16 at 64 even, right? So
there's a lot of them.
I don't know, yeah, there's a bunch. So the more the better. I don't think they should limit it to 6. Let it go up to 10, 12, whatever. Get the characters in the game. All right, so on a personal note, are you who would you want added in that 5th spot? Because right now we got 4 with that tag, 3 coming to the game, 1 in the game right now that is going to get the tag. Who would you want to complete the team? Just favorite character wise.
All right, and just for the people just hearing this, if for whatever reason you haven't seen the announcements of the other news, if you're like, wait, what? Who's coming, huh? We are getting, Shocker, Vulture, and who am I forgetting? Rhino.
Yes. Ooh,
So
Rhino.
those are all coming, and then Green Goblin is retroactively getting the Sinister Six tag. So that's the 4 that we're getting. And I strongly suspect they have a 5th in mind, but if it were up to me, I would want to see Doc Ock. I mean, Doc Ock's the classic. Those animations would be awesome, and I'm all about mechanical tentacle mayhem. So.
And he was the original leader of the Sinister Six, so that makes sense. One of the more iconic Spider-Man villains, right?
Definitely.
I think I would like to see Electro, and that's more based on me playing with him in a previous game, Marvel's Avengers Alliance 2. He was one of the stronger characters in that game. Very fun to play, very unique team, and I think some of my nostalgia of that game is influencing me a lot. So
I'm right there with you, actually. I played Marvel Contest of Champions for a while, and Electro wasn't a good character in that game. He was pretty straightforward, but he was like really high crit, and he could do a crap ton of damage. So even though he wasn't that good compared to other characters, it was always fun just blasting the crap out of people with him. So I always enjoyed it.
That's always fun. I love it. I would enjoy him in the game as well, as long as they come up with something good for his kid. At least interesting. Doesn't need to be meta, but at least interesting. Yeah. All right. And I guess it's no surprise, if another one coming to the game, it's probably not Electro first, it's probably not Doc Ock first, it's probably the guy that's in the trailers for Spider-Man Far From Home. Mysterio, yep. It's probably him.
Yep, let's make sure to add this disclaimer that this is our personal speculation here, but I think it'd be an odd choice to skip over. They're pretty good about including characters that are in the movie to capitalize on the hype. It seems odd to me that they would skip this one.
The only major character in that movie that's not already in a game is Mysterio. So, yeah. It makes sense, but I don't know. Nothing confirmed, nothing announced, nothing in data mines, but it makes sense that it would be added.
I do think that the elementals in the movie are actually referred to as Hydra Man, Sandman, Molten Man.
Okay.
So I think those are in the movie, but they're clearly not getting the same type of trailer attention as Mysterio. So.
Yeah, well, according to the Wikipedia page, it said that these were elementals inspired by those 3 characters. So I don't know how much of the inspiration they're drawing from it, but just what I've seen in the trailers, they look a lot bigger than these characters.
They were definitely bigger. I'm going off of toys. They were like leaked toys,
okay.
and they called them by those names, but
okay,
who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what happens. All right, anything else on the Sinister Six announcement? The new characters coming to the game at some point. We didn't get a date yet with the announcement, but I'm assuming it's going to be somewhere around the Spider-Man release date, which is beginning of July.
I'm thinking that it will be on or after the day that the movie comes out.
Oh, after. That would be a first.
I'm thinking on or after.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see. But like you said in a previous video, when it comes to Fox X, precedent, there is no precedent. It's just whatever. So they haven't done it in the past, but that doesn't mean they're not going to do it in the future. So, all right. Let's move on. Unity Orb. Is this the worst orb that you've ever had?
Oh, definitely not the worst. There have been some real stinkers of orbs, but
you're probably right. But this comes to mind as the worst orb that I can remember, at least.
Oh no, we've had some real bad ones recently. But I'll say this because we were having this discussion a little bit before we started recording, and it's for me the Unity Orb is a lot more of a new player friendly orb. Like it's just free stuff. It's some gold and it's some character shards, but. It wasn't the most exciting characters. Like the fact that you could get America Chavez shards was nice. We had a little bit different experiences. I didn't buy any of the offers from anything. I think I just opened like the 6 I got for free, and I ended up getting 10 America Chavez shards out of it, which is 10 more than I was gonna get. And they just came
almost
to me for,
unlock. That's almost a character unlock right there.
Right. And they came to me for free. So I wasn't complaining, but. I wasn't overly excited when I saw the Unity Orb. I wasn't like, oh yeah. I was like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, you're definitely right. It's a lot more friendly for newer players because I got a bunch of Ultimus Orb fragments in that
Hey, you got
thing,
some
and-
gold.
Yeah, I did. But yeah. Anyway, I kind of surprised. I was kind of surprised that Captain Marvel was not included in that. I think both of us were expecting that. How surprised were you to not see her in that orb?
I was pretty surprised. We were basing that off of the fact that you needed to win battles with Captain Marvel to earn points for the event. And we were thinking that it would line up with the end of the Captain Marvel milestones, that it would make sense for her to be in
Perfect
there.
Perfect timing.
Yeah.
But yeah,
they stuck her in a different orb instead, so it's all right.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that, but I personally was a little disappointed that it's all these characters, not just these ones with the Blitz. But just because they did it in the past doesn't mean that they're doing it in the future, because there's no precedent with Fox Next. They just random stuff pops up. But yeah, I mean, you're at the end of the day, it's free stuff for blitzing and doing different battles that you would have done anyway. So it's not the worst thing, but I was a little disappointed that I got 0 America Chavez shards, and yeah, it is what it is.
Now,
it's free stuff. So
now I'll put this out there, because there have been a few incendiary people in YouTube comments and on Twitch who pose this question as though it's like some kind of a
I'm afraid of where this is going. This could go a lot of different ways. I've seen some of the questions about this Unity stuff.
You know exactly where it's going. But
all right, what is the question?
I figure we'll bring it up. Oh, there's always a person who's like, what do you think about this blatant pandering to the LGBTQ agenda? Blah, blah, blah. Like I'm supposed to go on like an angry rant. I couldn't give a shit, man. I don't care in the slightest. They're like, well, they're only doing it because it's Pride Month. Like, all right, lesbians are awesome. More power to America Chavez. It does not bother me.
It's marketing. It's marketing. I understand why they did it. I don't understand why the orb turned out like it was, but I understand why they did it. It's good marketing, in my opinion.
Yeah, but why? Like, is there a group of people that shouldn't be happy playing a video game about superheroes? Like, I don't know, the way I see it, like, oh no, more lesbians will start playing the game now. Drat. Like, that doesn't, so what? So,
you don't even know half the people you're playing against.
No,
you know, and you communicate on Discord to the people that you're playing with, so half the people you don't even know. So who cares, really?
If you're upset about a video game celebrating people's sexual orientation, I got news for you. There's way bigger issues going on in the world that you should actually be upset about. The fact they had a rainbow-colored orb where they gave out some free shards, really not the topic to get heated about.
This could have went in a lot of different ways, and I'm glad it went this way, because I don't want to bring up some of the other questions that I was thinking that you were going to ask. So let's move on before we go there.
Now you got me curious.
I will talk to you after this video.
All right.
Milestones. You mentioned them a little bit, but we got some new milestones in the game that replace the Captain Marvel milestones, and what's required to get these milestones seems very similar.
Did they change anything?
I don't know if they did. They might have, but it looks.
I didn't look that closely, but I think
almost
it's the same.
It looks almost the same.
I think it's the same.
If it's So
let us know in the comments if they changed something, but I think they're the same.
Okay, so yeah. Let's assume they're the same, and if we're not, we'll hear about it in the comments. But the rewards definitely changed, though. What do you think of the rewards for this? Primarily the Milestone Orb.
I think it's a smarter way to do it. There's a bunch of stuff in the Milestone Orb, but like I like that World Warrior can give you 10 orange T4 mats now, because my alliance usually 100%s that anyway, so that's some free T4s, and there's some good stuff in that Milestone Orb, including a chance at Captain Marvel shards, so it's like a fun way.
There's an even better chance for something, though. There's a small chance for some Elite 4s.
Yeah, you can get some Elite 4 frags.
It's a very low chance, but just that it's there, I like that. So.
Yep, this is what I've been kind of suggesting to them. Not that I think that they did this as a reaction to my suggestion.
Of course they did this as a reaction to your suggestion. Why else would they do anything?
No. Well, no, I have people telling me, like, you're the reason they decided to do this. And I'm like, I don't think so. No one messaged me and we're like, hey, Khasino, great idea. We're going to go with it. But some people seem to think. But anyway, I've been pushing for, like, it's okay to have like a common orb with a rare chance to get something good. Like, that's kind of more fun. Make sure that it always gives you something kind of good, but it reminds me of, like, whenever you got a duplicate in Marvel Contest of Champions, you got these basically like duplicate fragments, and most of the things in that duplicate fragments orb were pretty garbage, but you got them often enough, and then there was a super rare chance to get a character that was only available from those orbs. Yeah. And so even though it was like mostly whatever, it was fun opening each one like, could this be the one?
Yeah, I agree. There's a lot of garbage in here, but there's some good stuff too. And the percentages on paper don't look that bad. Now, you know, when I start opening these orbs and not getting anything that I want, my tune might change. But as of right now, just looking at this on paper, not very upset with this orb. I like it. And considering it's stuff that we do in the game anyway, I like it.
But I will say they gotta fix this one thing. It's super annoying. Is it shows the percentages, but it doesn't show the numbers.
Oh, so the left pillar with the training orbs and the orbs. Yeah,
like there's a 1.25% chance to get shards of this orb.
Yeah,
and then there's a 5% chance to get the exact same shards of the exact same orb.
Yeah, very confusing.
Like, okay,
very confusing.
How many of each? And they just leave that out. It's crazy.
Yeah, someone, it's like that person that forgot to put the decimal point on that gold offer. Just was wording this thing, right?
Probably.
Ultimus 7. It is here, but as of us recording this, nobody has enough tickets to actually enter this thing. Have you looked at the nodes? Have you looked at the lanes? What do you think you guys are going to do? What are your thoughts on this raid here?
I don't know. Raid never hooked me, and I know there's a large amount of people that live for raiding. But yeah, I gave it a quick look, and it looks like towards the end of what it'll take to get 30%, it ramps up, and then towards the end of what it'll take to get 60%, it ramps up again. But the rewards look pretty juicy, so.
Yeah, what do you think of these rewards at each tier? How do you like their distribution?
I do. The one interesting thing that stands out, and it's not that big of a deal, but if you get 60%, you actually lose the tier 3 purple ability upgrade material that you get if you're in 30%, which is weird. Now you could argue like you probably don't need very many of those by the time that you get to 60% in Ultimus 7, and it's like a once a week specialty raid, and like some of the nodes drop tier 4 ability mats just for doing the nodes, so it's all right.
You're still getting it with your Ultimus 6, which you should be running anyway. It's not the worst thing, but it's weird. I agree that you get a little less of something. They had some weird raid structure rewards back in the day. I don't know if you remember those in the Thanos and Deadpool when they added the Ultimus 6, but so we've definitely seen worse, but this is it is strange. I agree.
But overall, I think it's really good. I mean, it gives a lot of good stuff. The tier 4 ability mats are obviously great. Orange gear orbs and lots of purple gear orbs are really, really nice.
Yes.
The raid ticket payouts are good. So, and I like that they have orange elite orbs for 60% as well as 100%. That's
how hard do you think it's going to be to get that 60% though? If those are in there.
From quick eyeballing it, I think that like getting to like 50 to 52% is gonna be fairly reasonable, and then that final like 8% is gonna be those nodes ramp up to like 5 red star gear tier 14 enemies, and it's just brutal. But I do like that it doesn't seem to be trait based, and I was expecting it not to be trait based. Like I like having
that's important. That's important.
I like having one set of raids that is not trait based and one set of raids that are trait based. And so I like the tough but free for all raids, because we have a lot of teams, so I don't know if people will have the energy to use all their teams. But I'm looking at like even a really tough node, I'll be able to like hit it with a Brotherhood team, hit it with a Power Armor team, hit it with a Guardian team, hit it with a Fury Shield team. So I'm looking to see what kind of a dent I can put in these nodes, and of course you can build comps to counter the nodes, which is really what you're going to want to do.
Yeah.
But I can't wait to try it. I'm looking forward to the challenge.
So let me ask you about something you just said. It seems like it's not trait based. I haven't done too much research on Ultimus 7 yet, but what is leading you to that? Has there been any confirmation on that? Because I don't think anybody has tickets to enter one of these yet.
It would just say in the node. I mean, I've never seen it trade based like during the early little leak details I'd heard about it on MSF.gg when they had the map up. It was never trade based, and just Ultimus raids have never been trade based, and I don't know. It just
well, remember what we said before. There is no precedent with Foxnex, so I don't know. I hope it's not. I hope you're right. I think everybody is hoping you're right. So Foxnex, if you are listening, don't add trades to these nodes. No, don't.
Based on what we can see, like normally, trait-based would have shown up by now in the data mine, the map. Okay. Like, for it to be trait-based, they would have to spring that on us at this point, and it would be way out of the ordinary. I'm pretty sure it's not, and I mean, Ultimus raids are already established as not being trait-based, so I'm thinking there's a very, very, very low chance that they're trait-based. It's not something I'm worried about even a little bit. Well, you never know.
I think you're right, and I hope you're right. But yeah, you're right. We never know.
I'm pretty confident. I'd put good money on it. I'm pretty confident. But yeah, there's always here's when I'll be worried if it's trade based is if too many of the top alliances get 60% on the first day.
Oh,
that's when I can see them going. Oh crap. Hydra only.
And then when they switch it up, like these are like secondary rates, right? That it's not all the time. Eventually they will be all the time. So keep these sacred. Foxnex, keep these sacred. Do what you want with the alphabet rates, but keep the Ultimus.
Yep, I agree. If you got to make them tougher, make them tougher. If we're doing too well,
but if you're gonna make it tougher, say you're gonna make it tougher beforehand. Say, this was a test.
Also.
Yeah, don't just.
That also, Don't just,
All right. So we'll see. Maybe we'll be singing a different tune on this next week, right? But looking forward to this, and we'll see how that actually plays out when we get to play one of these. Other things going on right now is a Blitz, and it's probably over by the time you do this, but that is a big Blitz this week. America Chavez. What are your thoughts on the character and this Blitz, the scores?
America Chavez is really good for the Hero Brawler team, but she needs tier 4s in her passive to really go to the next level for that Hero Brawler team. And although like a strong Hero Brawler team can contend with most of the meta teams just fine, but very few people are actually running a really strong Hero Brawler team because unlike some of the other teams, like a Guardian team or Defenders, like if they're considerably weaker, there's certain opponents that they just do really well against. The Hero Brawler team, they don't punch up well at all. They're really squishy. Once they get on the same level as the other teams, they start smashing people. But they don't punch up that well, so they're just not that popular. So it's a character that shines on a team that doesn't get that much use. Like I use them for Blitz and for Alliance War, and that's it. So it's not been a high priority for me. But she is really good for that team, and they're not a bad team, and it's an easy pivot. If you get the right red stars, it's a very usable team, and it's an easy pivot for the newer players who are building a defender team. But more on the subject of like the scores. So this has always been a trend since the beginning of the game. A new character, it doesn't matter who, a new character has literally always like the top 1500 has always been the highest top 1500 ever for the new character. And I think there's literally been one, maybe two instances ever in the history of the game where a new character didn't require scores quite as high as the previous new character. But like 98% of the time, the scores are just always higher for a new character. So when we made the predictions... No, I don't. When we made the predictions, I'm like, it's a new character. People are going to want them. You know, people at the top end are going to want them for War and for Blitz and because they can. So we predicted higher than ever, and people were very surprised. Like, I can't believe this no-name character, whoever this girl is, you think is gonna be higher scoring than Colossus. You're out of your mind. Like, well, we'll see. But
I hope the scores go down. I don't like that trend of them rising every time there's a new character.
Well, rosters only get bigger, and the problem with the top 1500 is that's only 1,500 people. And not only that, but every time you're in one of those 1,500 people, you get considerably more shards. So you consistently get even stronger. So top 1,500 is, what I hate about the current scoring system is top 1,500 is just going to keep pulling farther and farther away from the top 1 to 10%.
Well, that's kind of a whole nother issue with the game that's going on right now, because the top, I mean, you look at these raids. Who's going to do these? Maybe 5 alliances at 100%, and they're going to get even stronger and pull even farther ahead. And for things like war and competitive modes, it matters. And Blitz as well. So that's a whole different issue with the game, about the top end getting stronger. The middle and newer players don't really have a catch up.
It is, and the rich get richer scheme has always been a thing, but that's there is a way that they mitigate that in games like this. It's like, I don't love the rich get richer scheme, but to some degree I understand it. I don't think you have to make them insanely stronger. I think that they're happy even just knowing that, you know, they're getting 10, 15, 20% more than everyone else. It's a lot of those people up at the top. It's just about being number one and about being the top. But the top 1,500 doesn't allow for any scaling. I've been telling them for over a year, just change it to like 1 to 2% or 0.5 to 1%, but make it a percent so that, like, you want the game to grow, and as the game grows, you want people who've stuck with it the entire time to, like, oh, I finally graduated into that elite group. And that can happen as the player base expands. 1% can just slowly open up a little bit and let a few more hardworking individuals who are right on the cusp in. But what's happening is there's like a group of people, there's like 3,000-ish people. I'm just ballpark, I don't know the actual number, but from what I can see, there's like 3,000 to 5,000 people that actually can make it into the top 1,500 and will try. And some of them will, but like everyone outside of that is like, I do 1 to 10%, and then I don't even.
Some people just go for the milestones, It's a grind.
Like,
it's a grind.
They're like, yeah. So if they knew, like, oh well, you know, it's getting just ever so slightly easier to get in there if I stick with it, I think it will inspire more people to play more Blitz and try harder. And so yeah, that's the way I'd go with it. I hate it being a static number, and I'm in it every single time. So.
Yeah, I mean, we could go on a whole hour-long rant about the issues with Blitz, but yeah, American Chavez is here. And hopefully that'll fix some of the issues with Blitz. Some that we mentioned on here, and a lot that we did not mention just because of time. Relic Hunter is back. More ABCs. That was a good thing.
Yep. Yeah, I don't mind. I didn't realize how lowly the rewards are compared to like the payday event. It's like a decent chunk of gold.
Yeah.
This is like 60 ABCs for tier 6.
That's one slot of gear.
Yeah, it's like one item. It's literally like one item. And like, don't get me wrong, I was happy when it showed up today, but one item, like, come on. ABCs are a huge bottleneck. Now, they've noticed that, and they've started easing up on them, like they put them in the new milestones and stuff, so we're definitely getting more ABCs in the Kingpin Arena Orbs. You can get a few more ABCs from that, so.
And with all this gold, you could buy stuff in the supply store if you
really
need it with this whatever, the login thing, right?
Yep, you definitely can, so it's getting there, but yeah, I think Relic event could stand to be a little bit more generous compared to Payday, compared to like Block Party.
Yeah, could be a little more, but good ABCs. I mean, free ABCs, right? Anyway.
Yeah, exactly, free ABCs. But I'm not impressed.
I'm also not impressed. Okoye just got added to the orbs, premiums, megas. I think a few of the others. Good stuff there. Who do you think is next?
It's got to be Minerva sooner or later, but I'll tell you this. I don't know. But I'll tell you this. I get asked this every single day. I'm going to answer it again here. It will not stop me from getting asked it every single day. But every single day, without fail, on stream, at least 4 different people, like, hey, do you know when they're going to add so-and-so to orbs? Do you know when they're going to make so-and-so farmable? Do you know how they're going to make so-and-so farmable? Are they going to put them on a node? When are they going to be in orbs? Are they going to be premium? Do they have another Blitz coming up? And
I know the answer to that.
Go ahead.
Whatever the hell they feel like it.
Yeah, that is the correct answer. Yeah, I don't know, and this isn't even the kind of thing that I would know. Like, I understand I have a bit of a reputation for knowing some things ahead of time, but let me be as clear as possible, just in case you're listening to this and you also watch my stream. I will never, ever, ever know that. If it's in the data mine, I'll know it once it pops up in the data mine. But
with a date.
Right. You'll find out when I find out, because the data mines get posted immediately to my server and some of the other servers, but that's not the kind of leak I'll ever get, and there is no pattern for it. It's not like we can make an accurate prediction. It's not like, oh, every 2 weeks they add a new character in. No, it is like Valley said, whenever the hell they want to. No rhyme or reason. Why is Minerva still not in there? Because.
Anyway, let's move on to some news, because you got some juicy stuff here, or that you're gonna kind of tiptoe around to be safe. So, I'll just go. What do you got to share?
Yep,
that you can't share.
Right. So yeah, that's the situation we're in. Is to clarify, some of the information I get that gets shared with you guys via the FoxNext Envoy program comes directly from FoxNext, but then I also
that is under NDA, and that is under NDA. We can't share any of that. But
correct. And well, but that information we usually get to share like a day or two later. Like, we're not sitting on kits or character release
hours in some cases.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, literally we get that like a day or two early.
Yeah.
So some of the other leaks that I get come from unofficial sources, and it's information I'm not supposed to have. And FoxNext doesn't even like that I know it. So this information falls into the second camp, which is I'm not supposed to know this stuff, and I promised them I wouldn't leak anymore. So I want to give specifics, but I promised them I wouldn't, and at the end of the day, I'd rather work with FoxNext to improve the game.
All right. But, all right, that disclaimer's done. What can you give us? What can you give us? What can you give us?
So here's what I will say, what I feel comfortable saying. I've seen the Spider-Verse, the Sinister Six Kits, so I apologize for this, but I just want people to have realistic expectations. Not particularly impressed. I don't think that these characters are particularly revolutionary. I don't want people building up in their heads like, oh, this is going to be the new greatest team. I will be surprised if they're the best team for anything.
Let me ask you this, though. The worst case scenario, winning on 8.3 in Blitz?
Well, so in particular, we were told that they are, quote, going to be a big headache for city hero characters.
And we see defenders a lot in Blitz, so...
Right, that's what I'm thinking. So it remains to be seen. So I've seen most of the kits, but not all. So I don't know if I'm convinced yet that they will beat the defenders, but if they beat the defenders...
Oh, really? That bad?
Well, they're all villains, so they're starting off with a big disadvantage. So they would have to have some serious wow factor to overcome them.
Very true.
I'm thinking they were more referring to like beating up on Spider-Man and Miles and this Marvel
and a
stuff.
2-person team, or what?
I don't. Maybe like a City Hero Brawler team or something. I don't know. We'll see. But
ouch. That's rough. If you're not even confident they could win at Blitz.
Well. So I mean, with the synergy they have, I think that they'll be able to win in Blitz at 8.3. But I don't think that there will be a ton of matchups they can take. I mean, it's a little early to call, but I think they seem to me to be more of a beginner team, like more of a, you have the defenders, you need something to fight the defenders and do your villain campaign. They seem to me like more early characters.
That makes sense. And I don't think that's the worst thing, because not everybody could be the X-Men. Not everybody could be Phoenix or Ultron. You need some other characters in there, or the game would just have this enormous power creep that just...
Right.
Oh my goodness. So I don't mind them not being meta characters.
You gotta throw some mid-range characters in there, and the beauty of having some mid-range characters is you can make them a bit more available. It's not gonna break anything if tons of people get them real strong, and they can be fan favorite characters. And again, with any character, like if you get like a 7 red star drop, I don't doubt that you could totally find a use for these characters in certain situations and just absolutely crush if you're a big fan of them. But yeah, I just wanted to try to warn people before they get too crazy excited. They didn't blow my mind.
Well, let me ask you this follow-up question. I don't know if you could answer it, but how much how much use do these characters have outside of this Spider-Verse team? Is that even the best use for them? Should you pair them in other teams, maybe?
Most of them don't look particularly strong. I will say this, and this is a little bit risky to say, but whatever. I'm gonna go for it. I'll simply say this. I can
get
be
in trouble for it.
I think I can be pretty vague about this.
Okay.
One character in particular, not someone I would have guessed, seems to single-handedly be a decent counter to a very strong meta team. Now, on their own or with the Sinister Six team, I don't know that team is going to be a strong enough answer for another team, but I do think that using one of these characters with other already established strong characters as a hybrid team will open up a really good counter to one of the strong meta teams. So I do think at least one of these characters will see some good solo play. On a team that isn't theirs. That's what I can share on that. And then the other thing I wanted to touch on.
There's another thing. Yeah, I know there's another thing.
Other thing is they put out that email saying what's coming with the new characters and stuff, and it said
about that.
Said roster 2.0, and I had a ton of people asking what's roster 2.0. And again, I actually asked Cerebro this. I was like, can I give specifics on this? Like it's not like this is spoiling a movie or anything. Like,
yeah,
I see no reason why I couldn't just tell people what this is. And every once in a while, for one reason or another, Cerebro will intentionally not answer a question. Just act like he didn't see it.
All right. So what can you say without getting in trouble?
I don't know
or anything.
Well, I'll say something. I'll say this. I am really, really, really happy with roster 2.0.
Okay.
Of all the things I'm excited for in this next patch, roster 2.0 is way up at the top. The short answer is that they've changed the. Like they didn't change the look of your roster very much, if at all. Like it's pretty much the same, but the things you can do from your roster page and the interactivity that you have and the filters and stuff got a massive overhaul. And
so it's a user interface mostly?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Major user interface quality of life changes, and here's the thing: they added everything that I would have possibly asked for. Like I've been reading comments.
I'm excited. You have a big wish list. That's why I see your wish list.
And well, here's where it gets crazy: is I've seen like all the comments of people who are like, "Oh, they should add this," and like I'll read it and be like, "They're not gonna add that. Like only like 5 people care to sort by that or whatever it is." Like they're I'm sure that's not part of this. No. They covered everything.
Right.
Not only did they cover everything, they put stuff in I didn't even realize I wanted.
Oh, I love when that happens.
Yeah. So I apologize if I'm overhyping roster 2.0 a little bit, but I saw
let's say for you personally, it's like the best.
I couldn't be happier. Now, it could be because I spend half my life staring at the roster screen, but I'm delighted.
But either way, it's not a bad thing. It's not I don't think anybody's gonna be unhappy with it. All right. Well, that is awesome. And I'm looking forward to seeing exactly what you're talking about. Cool. Well, tell everybody where they could find you.
I stream Marvel Strike Force every single day on Twitch, twitch.tv/Khasino, every single day at 1 p.m. Pacific time. And I also have a YouTube channel, youtube.com/Khasino. And I got a Discord server, discord.gg/Khasino, where we got blitz predictions, infographics, videos, content creators hanging out, answering questions like ValleyFlyin. So check it out.
There's over 10,000 on there right now, right?
Oh yeah, we passed 10,000 a while ago. I don't even know where we're at now. Jeez. Yeah, I can't even wrap my head around that.
Nice. That is it. That is it for the news, guys. Thank you for joining us. Always a pleasure. Thank you once again, Khasino. If you guys like this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel and smash on that like button. Join the notification squad. That's probably the more important one nowadays. So join that and share this with your friends. Check out some of the links down below. Check out Khasino's links, and I will see you next time. Hulk fist bump, ValleyFlyin out!